We're back. Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Racing here, ETV Live's presentation of the Real Sim Racing League Full Throttle Cup Series from Michigan International Speedway here tonight. The Race Department 80, RD80 we'll call it. Race Department, a sim racing community. Check them out, racedepartment.com, sponsoring the race here tonight. Pre-race sponsored by HD Radio Network. As always, a big thank you to those guys for providing us with the pre-race entertainment. And I'll tell you what, Cowboy, tonight we got a full house at Michigan International Speedway. In booth calling the action for you tonight, Ron Day, Michael Keaton on pit road, Dakota Ehrman, and newcomer Ben Kilcrease. I keep getting that name messed up, don't I, Cowboy? But I'll tell you what, we got some hot action coming for you tonight. Pocono last week, and I tell you what, we'll let the boys handle that. Let's turn it on over to the booth. Here are Ron Day and Michael Keaton.
Thanks, JD. Michigan's International Speedway, Michael, here this week. These guys get ready to put on a great show here for us with the Real Sim Racing group presented by Race Department. 80 laps here tonight. This track opened in 1968, so you know, got some age on it, and you know, these guys really familiar with the track. It's gonna be a good race, Mike.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, Ron. Michigan's one of my favorite tracks on the circuit, and looking forward to a good race tonight. 80 laps here at Michigan, and don't think you could have a better field that's in here set for us tonight, Ron.
That's right, and like I said, Michael Keaton working the booth with me here tonight. Producer for the night is going to be John Wessling. Down on pit road, Ben Kilcrease and Dakota Ehrman working the pits, and we'll send it down to those guys in just a second. But last week, Mike, at Pocono, Chad Cole bringing it home once again, led the most laps, 58 on the night. So that's going to put him back into the points lead as he beat Dwayne Vincent by half a second late in the race. These guys, like I said, put Chad Cole in the lead with 532 points. Guess who he is tied with coming in here to Michigan? Landon Huffman. So we got a tie for the points lead with 80 laps in Michigan ahead of us.
I'm going to tell you something, on Landon and Chad both had to have a solid finish to stay up there. And it was a good thing for Chad to do that as well. If he would not have won that race, Ron, he would probably still be sitting in second points, probably just a couple points back. But because he won it, he's tied with Huffman.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll go ahead and take you down through the rest of the point standings right here. Like I said, Chad Cole, Landon Huffman at the top of the stack right there. These guys been battling each other pretty hard all season and putting on a great show here for us. Guy Snyder, who led the points for a good amount of races early in the season, he's sitting third right now. John Abbott in the 10 car. He's 61 points out of the lead, so you know, got plenty of time to get up there. But right now he's inside the chase. So even if he doesn't make it, these rest of these guys don't quite make it up there. They've got that reset in these points coming pretty quick. Doug Roth is going to be coming in 5th in points. Joseph Hayes 6th, 106 points out of the lead. Adam Roberts 113 points out. Joey Gattina, Chad Schilling, and Jeff Addison, the guys who are rounding out the top 10. And we're going to toss it on down to pit road to Dakota Ehrman. Dakota, what are we going to be seeing from pit road tonight as far as fuel and tires go?
Well, tonight, guys, I spent a little bit of time with your points leader, Chad Cole, who's tied for that points lead with Landon Huffman. Spent a little bit of time talking to him. 45 laps on the fuel run is what they're looking at. Somewhere in there, they're expecting a little bit, maybe a few cautions, a little bit of slipping and sliding going on tonight, guys. But Chad Cole, he's looking to be up there at the end, as he is tied for the points lead. Ben.
Another driver to watch out for, Guy Snyder, talked to him earlier. He's only 30 points out of the points lead. He's in third right now. Of course, Huffman and Cole tied for the lead. Talked to them guys down there earlier today, a few guys, and they said if you take 2 tires on a pit stop, it makes the car kind of loose. So watch for these guys to either be taking all fresh rubber around the car or none at all. Also, there are some looseness spots, I guess you could say, down on the speedway. Sometimes when you dive it down into 3, they said the back end wants to step out with you, and off of turn number 2.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Mike. Turn 2 has been a problem area at this track for quite a while here. I don't necessarily want to say problem area, but the track just really narrows up, or the racing groove really narrows up right there off of turn 2, and you can't just drive the car on the bottom of in that bottom groove all the way around the track, except on the front straightaway. You pretty much have to stay at least one lane up off that white line.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something, Ron. Ben nailed it. Taking 2 tires here is very dangerous. So you will see these guys take 4. And trouble spots again, 2 and 4. Going to be interesting to see how these guys hang on them cars coming out of them turns.
Right, and these guys getting lined up and getting ready to go here. But, like we said, and that's another thing. One more thing we need to talk about, since we sent it down the pit road already, talking about pit road speed, 55 miles an hour. Now, you're coming through the center of 3 and 4 at about, probably about $1.60, right, Mike? So these guys got to get low down all the way to 55 miles an hour. And if they mentioned, if you're going to not take tires, you got to make sure you don't lock them up.
Gonna be a fun night, Ron, I'll tell you that.
All right, these guys, like I said, getting qualified up here, and we're going to go ahead and send it on down trackside for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, and a great rendition of the national anthem by the Cactus Cuties down there. Great job. And these guys get lined up to get ready to go for 80 laps here at Michigan International Speedway. Chad Cole with a 39.180 is going to take the pole once again. And Rick Faust, those two guys starting on the front row here tonight, Michael. They say they are here and ready to get racing.
And starting on the second row, the 21 machine, R.J. Williams outside here, that 16 Chevrolet of Steve Ritter.
Starting in the 5th spot is going to be Chris Skollenbarger, and the 6th, the 22, are Ronnie Potts.
And Dwayne Vincent, crowd favorite, starting 7th. Dave Lanza outside him.
Cradle Dress Box is going to be starting 9th in that 45 car, and then 10th is going to be the 83 car at Jay Horton.
And starting in that double 11 spot, the 84 machine, Jimmy North outside him, Eric Arnold.
13th spot is going to be the 71 of Ben Burnett. 14th is going to be the 10 of John Abbott.
Randy Wells starting 15th tonight. David Wright, the 4th, starting outside him.
James Mullen's going to be starting in the 17th spot in the 81 car. And the 27 car, Guy Snyder, who finished about where he's starting right here tonight. He's starting 3rd in points coming into this race, coming in 18th spot.
And Tony Kaler starting in 19th position in the 43 Chevrolet, Doug Roth.
21st position is going to be the 26 car, Jonathan Cadell. 22nd is going to be the 88 of Adam Roberts.
And Jeff Addison starting in that Jeff Addison starting in the 23rd position. Outside him, Chad Schilling, who's been quite a competitor this season so far, Ron.
Yeah, that's right. Matt Lacrosse in that A car is going to be starting 25th, and in 26th is going to be the 70 of Jason Elrod.
Joey Katina, also a crowd favorite here tonight, guys, starting 27th. Outside him, R.C. Rigdon.
Joey Katina is pretty much always a crowd favorite when he comes in here. But 29th spot's going to be the 85 of Nathan Bowers, and 30th is going to be the 41 of Chalmers Parker.
And Ron, how about this? Let's talk here for a second. The 31 position going to belong to that 75 Huffman Racing machine, Landon Huffman. Any news, guys, down there on pit road about that, or while we got just a second?
Landon Huffman, he got here a little late, and they've been working on the car a lot, but he had literally no practice in the car, so just a little small run, and he's ready to go get him.
I'll tell you what, Ron, keep your eyes on the 75 machine, Landon Huffman. He's always strong. And outside him going to be Mike Montesi.
Ed Williams, Patrick Ahi, and Joseph Hayes are going to be rounding out the field here tonight. 35 cars going to be starting this race, and yeah, that's interesting, Mike, what you said about Landon Huffman, how he's going to be starting out back. A little bit of a strategy move. I could see that, how they're coming in second in points, tie. Well, technically the leader. There's two leaders, they're tied in points right now. They just want to make sure that they're going to have a good, clean race, make sure they can finish this race. But how interesting. The two guys that are tied in points, one starting in the very front of the pack, the other starting in the very back of the pack. We're going to keep an eye on that all night. Make sure that these guys are going to have a good, safe race. Guys coming through 3 and 4, 18 degrees of banking here at Michigan Super Speedway, and you're going to see speeds right around a little over 200 miles an hour at the end of this front stretch as the pace car is getting ready to duck off, and they're going to be going green flag racing here momentarily. Pace car's off. Flagman has got the flag up in the air, and it is out, and he's waving it to Chad Cole. Is going to lead him down to the green flag. Good start by Chad Cole, and Rick Faust is going to blend in to the pack. Well, maybe not, as R.J. Williams is going to be looking underneath him, going through 1 and 2. Chad Cole has a good 6-8 car length lead coming through the first turn.
Ron Day on that start there. Dwayne Vincent couldn't quite get the car going. Got a little damage on that rear end. Dwayne Vincent, the 13 machine, already showing damage. Bad restart for him, Ron. But Chad Cole looks like he's pulling away.
Yeah, and we just talked about turn 2 and pre-race show, how it can get a little tight right there. And I believe that was going to be Rick Faust in that black car right there, as he got into the wall just a little bit. But there's a caution on the Speedway. I'm hearing the 70 car has some issues back there. We're going to take a look at it and see exactly what happened in that Cashwell Racing Chevrolet. It looks like he just went down into turn 3, guys, like we talked about, and it just slipped away. John Westling.
Let's see if we can cue this up, guys. See what happened to that 70 machine, and I don't believe I'm going to roll this back just a little bit because I caught it just a little bit late. But the 75 was right behind him, and I don't think anybody touched this at all.
Yeah, it's one of those rough things, guys, with the guys on pit road mentioned pre-race that drive it into turn 3 a little bit hard, and the back end will just go around on you.
Ron, that's what I was just about to say, that John mentioned, the 75 machine, Landon Huffman, that wreck happening right in front of him. So I don't care where you start, Ron. I'm the type of guy where if I'm not starting on the pole, then I'm not safe. And that just shows Landon Huffman could have been easily involved in that wreck, but he was not. But just goes to show you, wreck can happen anywhere.
That's part of racing, bud, right there, is the guys take it past pit road for the first time here, and doesn't look like there's going to be very many takers, guys.
Not many at all. We just got that small run there, about 2 laps on the tires. Guys, the biggest concern really is all or none. So, I mean, I don't think you'll see anybody coming down pit road, as it looks like.
Yeah, very few takers. Guy Snyder's going to be one of them. He comes in 3rd in points, and like I said, he started at 18th tonight. So those guys just looking for anything and everything they can to help that race car get to the front right there. As Jason Hillrod also being one of them in understandably why, as he was turned around in the wall just a few moments ago. So get some repairs made to that hot rod, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'm going to take my first trip over to this buffet table and check out what's going on back there. But you're going to watch, you're not going to miss a thing, because you're going to be watching on the eView live here on ETV Live. Stay tuned.
Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages, cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980. And we are back here, Michigan International Speedway with Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. Checking the chat room over here, Cowboy and Mama D, back in the saddle again with, looks like Cassidy joining us tonight. Cassidy, one of the biggest ETV Live fans. And of course, on pit road tonight, newcomer Ben Kilcrease. This is the second time out, or second or third time out, I believe. But I'll tell you what a pit road crew we've got down there tonight, Dakota Ehrman and Ben Kilcrease. But I'll tell you what, we've got a couple of laps in the books here already. First caution coming out here on lap 1, 70 car involved in that one, getting ready to go back green. So let's take it back to the booth with Ron Day and Michael Keaton.
I'll tell you what, just...
Alright, so we go back here live at Michigan International Speedway, working lap 5 right here, getting ready to go back green next time by. 80 laps on the board for tonight. Chad Cole still your leader after that lap we got in right there. R.J. Williams running on the outside, Mike, so second, but Rick Faust right now, he started on the outside, now he's dropped back to 4th, so interesting to see if he's going to be able to get a little bit better restart this time by.
Yeah, the original green flag here, Ron, wasn't quite the start that a lot of these guys really were anticipating. As I mentioned, Dwayne Vincent got off to a rough start, which kind of boggled the field up behind him a little bit. So maybe these guys can be a little bit more on their P's and Q's this time by, Ron.
All right, and the story of the night so far, like we've been mentioned a few times already, Chad Cole and Landon Huffman tied for the points lead coming into this race. Chad Cole, your leader. Landon Huffman buried deep, 26th position right now. He gained about 4 or 5 spots on that little short run we had right there, Mike. But he's slowly but surely going to have to, and he's going to have to take his time. And if anybody can do it, I think he can do it, to get back up there in the front and you know, give Chad Cole a run for his money. Coming down towards the end of this race. But he's got to take it easy. He's got to have a race car to race with here at the end. These guys coming through 3 and 4, getting ready to go green.
Yeah, Ron, he's definitely got to take it easy, just kind of relax and let the car come in and settle in with it. I know Landon can do it, and he's probably on the communication device right now and just talking it up as the pace car dipping down low, Ron.
Chad Cole's going to pick it up and take off once again. Another great start for him right there, as Steve Ritter also got a pretty good start. It looks like he may clear R.J. Williams before they get to turn 1.
Yeah, a little better start for everyone there, Ron, as Chad Cole kind of takes off like a bullet, but Steve Ritter, as you mentioned, trying to get on the tail of him, as R.J. Williams also trying to run him down.
Yeah, Ritter made up a lot of time right there through the center of the corner, but they're not even up to full speed yet, boy. These guys, 203 miles an hour going down into turn 3 right there. So that goes to show you what kind of speeds you're going to be seeing here tonight in Michigan.
Yeah, Ron, this is a fun favorite track for a lot of drivers, and the speed is what probably makes it the funnest. You know, they're rocking, I think, Ron, at 209, 210 into turn 1 here.
Yeah, that's getting around here pretty lickety-split as they're working lap 7 here. And Ritter's, you know, he'll catch him sort of right there through the middle of the corner, but Cole's able to get back to the gas just a little bit quicker and pulls him off the edge of the corner, as everybody's pretty much single file here. As you know, through this season, I think they just kind of realized all the way back to about back here to Landon Huffman, who's in 23rd spot at the moment, and he's riding around back here with one of his Huffman Racing teammates, Chad Schilling, like I said, 23rd spot, and Jeff Addison, another one of the guys we talk about a good bit, came in here 10th in points, riding 24th right now, and you know, like we said, just slowly, surely, methodically working his way to the front. You know, just being real careful, and like I said, just got to have something to race with down towards the end.
3 wide down the backstretch, Ron Dave, car number 47, 45, and one of the Huffman Racing teammates outside the 83 of Jay Horton, as they kind of narrow that 3 wide down to 2 wide, as Jay looking like he's going to come off forward, make it 3 wide again, but he kind of makes better of it and stays behind the 45, Ron.
Yeah, that's smart racing right here. We're less than 10 laps into this race, so, you know, 3 wide, you're on the outside. Go ahead and just let them have it. You'll catch them later and take care of those tires. Chad Cole's still your leader by about 0.3 of a second, but like we said, Steve Ritter is close. You know, he's kind of been like, you know, what do you want to say, yo-yo and back and forth. You'll catch him through the middle of the corner, but Chad Cole's just been really good off the corners here early on in this race.
I just saw 4 wide coming off of turn 2 in 28th position. Nothing really came of it, but they were 4 wide just for a second. Just kind of shows you what kind of track and what kind of room there is at Michigan. It's a pretty wide track.
Yeah, it is wide, and I guess I kind of stuck my foot in my mouth when I said that groove narrows up right there off of turn 2. But later on in this run, when these tires get worn, these guys are going to be slipping and sliding all over turn 2 right there. So, you know, like I said, just got to keep one of those places we're going to keep our eye on around this 2-mile racetrack.
Ron, you said tires, and I want to go down the bend on pit road just to kind of get an idea about the tires here at Michigan. I know we talked a little bit about them before the race started, but I want to bring that back up again. Tires at Michigan, Ben, are so important, and can you kind of explain about how important they are as far as you know, how many tires they take or whatnot, that kind of thing?
Yeah, here at Michigan International Speedway, I mean, this thing just eats tires up. And like we said earlier, these guys, when they come in, they're gonna take all rubber around the car, because I talked to some guys earlier, and if you take 2 tires, it's gonna make the car loose. So either it's gonna be all tires or none here, and if it was me down there, I'd be taking them all.
Tell you what, Ron, if it was me as well, I'd be taking 4 every time. Too, as we look like, Ron, looking back up the front here, it looks like Steve Ritter in the 16 machine running down Chad Cole.
Yeah, he's starting to close that gap again, and just jump back to the tire situation you were talking about just a second ago. I sort of agree with you. Under caution, yeah, I'm probably going to take 4, but you know, if it comes down to, we get a couple of long green runs here, and it comes down to a few mileage race, you know, splash of gas and get on out of there right there at the end of the race wouldn't be too bad either.
Well, it just depends, Ron. If there was a late caution after you've done that, then you probably just messed yourself up. But if it would continue to stay green after that, there's so many variables in racing, Ron, and that's why I love it.
Checking back in with Landon Huffman one more time, 18th spot. So he's gained a couple of more spots ever since that last last restart right there. So you know he's picking his way through the field. One more guy I want to talk about real quick is Guy Snyder. He came in third in points, 22nd position now, as he just went around Tony Kaler in that 15 car, so make that 21st. He's sort of following Huffman up there a little bit, but staying back just a tad. But one of the things I heard earlier that they were having some real issues with that car, so they're going to take every opportunity that they can get throughout this race to work on that thing and get it handled better for them.
Ron, 19 machine RC Ridgen out of Ford, one of those tricky spots, got a little loose. Matt Lacrosse had no idea that happened. Hit him. 19 spins through the front stretch, gets a little bit of damage, but no caution. And I think the 19 may go a lap down here soon if we don't get a caution.
Yeah, just looped it, got it back going straight, and now he's running back 25 seconds behind the leader. So yeah, I mean, he's about a straightaway away from getting lapped here in Michigan. Like I said, two-mile track there. So you know, once you get going a lap down, it's without the lucky dog, it's sort of hard to be able to make that up.
And tell you, Ron, looking at the top 10 here, running nose to tail. As the 16, Ron, looking inside the door, the 17 going into 3.
Yeah, that's right. And we just saw earlier we already had a little bit of issues there, so you don't want to drive it in there too hard. But he's going to get underneath them, and he's going to clear him off of the corner. Spoke too soon, as the 17 is actually going to take the momentum off of the corner and stay up beside him all the way down the straightaway, but he should be able to clear him going down into turn 1 here, as he's going to bring that Huffman Racing car, R.J. Williams, right on with him.
Yeah, it looks like Chad Cole probably going to just get right back in line behind that 21 machine of R.J. Williams. He's made the pass. New leader, Steve Ritter, into 3, Ron.
First lead change of the night here on lap 16, so write that down. Steve Ritter, that's one bonus point for him, as R.J. Williams is really riding his tail all the way through that corner right there. He's just looking for one little opportunity for him to slip up, and he's going to take that lead from him. Explain, Michael, what we're seeing here on this front stretch as these guys they'll dive down to the bottom of the front stretch there of that curve, and then go back up towards the top as they get ready to enter the corner.
Well, Ron, it's like one of the things is it's
good explanation there, bud.
Well, I was going to say that you you think that you get that momentum coming off that bottom there and swooping up real high, but you'll see some guys do that some laps, and then another lap they'll stay high. You'll see some just go on the apron and come back real high and then dip that back down into 1. It's a racing line preference, if you ask me. There's other tracks that these guys do this at too. Texas, they do it at, and Michigan's another track here that we're at tonight. And it's one of those personal preference things. It's kind of like breaking the draft too, Ron.
Yeah, I've heard that's what a lot of guys are saying. It really doesn't make that much difference on your speed or your lap time per se, unless you're qualifying. But the big thing is if there's a car in front of you, you pretty much just want to stay in his draft. But either way, regardless if you go down there or not, or if you just stay up high next to the wall on the straightaway, you just got to be smooth.
Yeah, you got to be smooth, Ron. And like you said, if the guy ahead of you is going down low, more than likely you're going to follow him right down there to keep that draft in there, as these guys trying to keep the speed up in the turn there.
15 lap green flag run here so far, this second little stint here in this race. Fastest lap of the race so far, Dwayne Benson in the 13 car riding in 4th spot. He's flexing his muscle back there, and just slowly but surely he's prowling. He's back there, he's laying back. He says, all right, bye. You boys go ahead and race it up there. I'm going to lay back here and wait for you to wear your stuff out.
Ron, David Lanza, who's running 7th position right now, made a pass on Ronnie Potts momentarily ago, and David Lanza hasn't looked back since. He just ran a 39.9, and most of the leaders up there are running 40 flats. So David Lanza got a little tire left on his car, but he is a good ways back from the 6th position of Chris Schallenberger.
Yeah, David Lanza came out of Pocono with a good top 5 finish last week, and you know, he's been working his way up slowly but surely in the points. Right now he's riding 13th in points, and I just remember talking about him a few weeks ago where he was 25th, Mike. So that team has really come alive here in the middle part of this season, and I'd look for him to go to victory lane. I've been saying that, and I've probably been jinxing because you know the old ETB jinx that I give people every now and then. Don't mean to do it. Love David Lanza to death, and good to see him running good. Actually, I believe he's going to be. I think he's a team car to your points leader, Chad Cole.
But I'll tell you what, Ron, you got to have gas in the car to get the victory lane. And with that said, I want to go down to Dakota Airmen. Dakota, 80 laps total on the race tonight. We got 22 as they come by completed now. Do you think these guys will come in the next 20 laps, or do you think they'll stay out an extra lap or two to try to split the difference?
Well, what we were talking, Chad Cole's about 45 laps on fuel, and if you know 40 plus 40 is 80. That's almost half of the race. So all they have to do is stay out just a little bit past 40. If they were close before, that little caution early will help them out. So I think you might see some guys stay out maybe a lap or two after 40.
Gonna be tight, ain't it, Ron, if it stays green?
Yeah, they're trying to make it a one-stop race here, so you know, slowly but surely that things are working themselves out here as they're 22 laps in to this 80-lap race. And I tell you what, man, R.J. Williams is wearing Steve Ritter out right now. As now he's going to get a run going down into turn 1. He's going to pull up beside him, and it's going to be interesting to see off of 2. Oh, his 21 slips a little bit. Yeah, he slipped right there. That's what we were talking about. How that the groove kind of narrows up off of 2, and that almost puts the 16 in the wall. The 21 loses it. He's going to go down onto the apron. He is way out of the racing line. He's way off of the racetrack, and he's going to come up. He's going to save it. He hangs on to it. He's going to come up right in front of Dave Lanza, and Lanza looks like he's going to go ahead and try to work around him as 21 tries to regain his momentum. Close call for R.J. Williams right there, Mike.
I was about to say, Ron, that might be the move of the race awards as it stands for right now by the 21 machine. But Chad Cole trying to take advantage of that and tried to put a move on Steve Ritter, but it did not pay off as Steve Ritter's still your race leader.
He did. Chad Cole knows that he doesn't need to risk anything right now because Huffman, even though he started out back, going to bring it up one more time. Landon Huffman has moved himself into the 11th spot right now. But Chad Cole knows he just needs to keep his head down, keep the car clean, don't put any precarious position here, and so these guys will be able to. They'll be able to. It's actually now Chad Cole's going to try to make a move for the lead on Steve Ritter on the straightaway right here. So that's one of those times where diving down to the bottom of the track right there at the start-finish line will pay off for you.
Ron, earlier, just a lap or two ago, the 71 machine, Ben Burnett, loses it off 2, smacks the wall. A lot of damage to the 71 cars. He's down pit road right now. Side
by side for the lead all the way down through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. As the 17 is going to slide up just a little bit, but he's going to be able to bring it down, and he's going to great run off of turn 4. I tell you what, 13 of Dwayne Vincent is right there too. As these guys now, looks like the 17 is finally going to clear him and take the lead going down into turn 1 if he can just get another half a car on him.
But it's so hard, Ron, to hold that bottom line. As you see here, Steve Ritter going to try to pinch him down as the 17, trying to let up to stay down there and try not to move up. As he moves up in front of Steve Ritter, that allows Dwayne Vincent to sneak in underneath him.
Yeah, he's trying. These guys have put on a great show up here up front, and you know it's hard to explain, you know, exactly what these guys are going through right now. They're not able to use the whole racetrack, so when you're having to keep the car down, you know, even if it's a car width, down off of the wall right there, that's still putting a lot more heat in the tire than you normally would if you could just let it go ahead and drift itself on out to right up next to that wall and then float it on down into the corner. As Dwayne Vincent got around that 16 of Steve Ritter, as we said, fastest lap of the race so far, so flexing his muscle and moving on up.
Yeah, and that pass, Ron, Dwayne Vincent went underneath Steve Ritter, and like we mentioned, that car just kind of pushes. It's like you carry so much momentum. I mean, these guys doing 210 into 1, and you carry so much momentum into the turn that you just push. And that's that's what was taking place with the 13 there, Ron.
All right, guys, lap 28 of 80 laps right here. Chad Cole, Dwayne Vincent, Steve Ritter, your top three. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're not going to miss a thing because you're going to be watching the eView screen here live on ETV Live. Stay tuned.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. MTCO Communications, dude. I'll tell you what, the only place to get your gaming servers, no contract, month to month. Get gaming tonight with Battlefield 2. Hey, Call of Duty, do it with R-Factor, Arca Sim Racing, dude. I'll tell you what, $49 a month, no better deal anywhere. Remote access, virus filters, remote power cycle, no player limit, no bandwidth, dude. Dedicated servers. Hey, do it tonight. Give them a call, 800-859-6826.
Alright, welcome back to Michigan International Speedway. I tell you what, Cowboy, 31 laps in the books here. Things are looking pretty sweet. I tell you, get your Sunoco credit cards out, Cowboy, because this may turn out to be one of the fuel mileage races in the end. Right now, I want to tell you about something that's coming up. ETV Live is proud to announce a very special broadcast airing on Thursday, July 5th. Join us at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for the Prader-Willi Syndrome charity race sponsored in part by Paint the Yellow Racing, live from Talladega Superspeedway. Let me tell you something. If you have ever been so hungry only to be told you can't have anything to eat, tune in for a very special presentation and learn how this life-threatening disease affects 1 in 15,000 children each year. With a purse totaling over $1,000, please join us on Thursday evening, July 5th, for this very special benefit race, live on ETV Live, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And now back to the booth with Michael Keaton and Ron Day.
Now hold on. We gotta say Michael's name first. What's the deal here?
Somebody, I don't know. Somebody slipped an envelope with some money under it, and it looked like Batman's handwriting.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Now. Back here live at Michigan International Speedway, lap 30, working lap now 33. Chad Cole, your leader by almost a second, but tell you what, guys, he had a little bit of issue off of turn 4 right there. Took a little bit of piece of the wall with him, and that thing has been really ill handling off the corner ever since then. He's just getting looser and looser, and I'll toss it down to either Ben or Dakota, whichever one of you guys wants to take this. Now, is this one of those situations where he gets looser and looser off the corner and he's wearing that right rear tire out?
Yeah, he kind of drove it hard to get back up there, and he might have burned the right rear off. That's what he's telling the guys in the crew. And when he hit the wall, might have hurt him just a little bit. They don't think the spotter told him he didn't have much damage to keep going, and they're just waiting on that pit stop.
How far out are we from pit stop? When you said we had that caution earlier, and that's going to help these guys a little bit.
Well, we're looking. The next 10 laps probably is when we probably will most likely see them. You might see them pass a little bit past 45, but I think when we know we can make it at 40, we might see some short pitters to, just try to get out there and make up some time.
10-4, thanks to from pit road right there. Great job by those guys. And now Chad Cole has opened up that lead another 10th to over a second. And now we've got some issue on the backstretch here. The 45 car off of 2 having some trouble. They got together off of 2 with looks like the 27. That was Guy Snyder. There's no caution on the speedway at the moment, but tough break for Cale Dressback in that 45 car. He made a little contact and then took the tail in. He almost had it saved, guys. Took that tail into that car, into the wall, and then it just turned around and nosed it. And, you know, we talked about the speeds here at Michigan. One thing we have not talked about is how sensitive the aerodynamics are on these cars. So even the slightest damage could hamper your speed, especially on these long straightaways.
Well, the damage on the 17 car, Ron, just might be cosmetic. He turned a 40.1 last time by, a 40.2 this time by, so Steve Ritter's 40.3 and 40.3 again. So cosmetic damage to that Chad Cole machine, not really holding it up too much, Ron.
Yeah, that's right. He's ended up 2 more tenths of a second to a 1.3 second lead right now as R.J. Williams is looking underneath the 16 of Steve Ritter going down into turn 3, and he's going to take it.
Yes, he does, and Steve Ritter may do the crossover, Ron. He looks like he's just going to stay behind the 21, thinks better of it. Just not enough momentum on the bottom here, Ron, really to probably even do a crossover. Don't you think?
Well, we've seen it in the past, and stranger things have happened, so I wouldn't rule it out, especially when these guys get ready and they get desperate late in this race. 1.5 second lead now for Chad Cole. As I want to give a quick shout-out one more time to Landon Huffman, who has now cracked the top 10. So he and Guy Snyder had fallen back just a little bit, may have got a little bit of damage from the little bit of contact with the 45 car there. So interesting to see what's going to be able to happen with that Guy Snyder car as they're working lap 37 here, approaching green flag pit stops, guys.
Yeah, and for the guys and fans out there that just heard Ron say Landon Huffman cracked the top 10, started 33rd tonight, and lap 37 into this race, Landon Huffman top 10, Ron. That's pretty good, substantial increase of positions picked up, ain't it?
With the help of one caution on lap 1, Michael. And so Landon Huffman driving his rear end off here tonight at Michigan. So definitely one of those guys to look forward to. And we always talk about him when we come to any racetrack. Landon Huffman, Landon Huffman, Landon Huffman. But tonight he's earning it. And right now, actually, Chad Cole just went past to put a lap down the 94 car of Jeff Addison. So tough break for him as he's in the lucky dog position. You know, with time left, they need to get something going on that race car to keep him in the top 10 in points.
Yeah, not real sure, Ron, what happened to Mr. Addison. He's usually a tough competitor at these tracks, and he's showing to be in 31st position.
Yeah, out back. We'll just say out back right now as he's, like I said, just having a tough night. And I don't think it's the track, because he's, you know, the faster tracks, Atlanta, Charlotte, Texas, those tracks like that. He's usually up there no problem. You know, had a good run at Dover a couple weeks ago and then had some issues. So, you know, like I said, just maybe one of those off nights that you have every now and then. But tell you who's not having an off night right now, and that is Chad Cole, who is your leader. He's led the most laps so far, and looking to, you know, he'll in just a few more laps. You know, maybe 10, 12 more laps, he'll be able to seal that up for the race. So as we're approaching halfway, or this is the halfway lap right now, actually. So he has a 1.4 second lead over R.J. Williams. Dwayne Vincent has also gotten around the 16 of Steve Ritter. So these guys getting ready to dig some free green flag pit stops here right now past halfway. So if they keep it green, Mike, looking to make it a one-stop race.
Another car, Ron, falls victim to the loose off 2 and overcorrection, hits the outside wall on the backstretch, spins down under the apron, down below the racing surface, and the 43 machine
These guys working like 41 right here, just past halfway, and getting ready. Like I said, mentioned green flag pit stops, and these tires are starting to get worn out. We're seeing cars getting slower and slower right through the middle of the corner here, and so the speeds are slowing down. But these guys, Jay Horton looks like he's going to go ahead and make his pit stop, as Dakota mentioned. Some of these guys get ready to start short pitting, guys. Quite a few guys getting ready to head towards pit road.
Yeah, hey guys, Jeff Addison and Jay Horton just came down, the both of them And I believe there's a few more guys like Rick Fouts, Jonathan Cadell, Joseph Hayes, a lot of guys coming down pit road so far are going to get 4 tires as soon as they can and get back out on the track to try and make up time early.
Rick Faust, Steve Ritter on the way down there now, guys, and that's also going to bring R.J. Williams with them as these guys starting to slowly work their way through here. Now the strategy here is to how long do you want to go, because now these guys that have got fresh tires, they're going to be going quite a bit faster than the guys who've been out there for a while, but the guys who are out there now want to make sure that they're going to be able to go the rest of the way on.
I tell you what, if I'm Chad Cole, I'm not pitting until the gas light is flashing, just in case there is a caution when these guys spinning off, coming out of the pit road, coming off pit road, or coming on pit road. As a guy flies right up into Chad Cole, Ron, Jeff Addison, Chad looks like he had to back out a little bit.
Yeah, he got a little bit spooked right there, just trying to take care of that race car for the end. But Jeff Addison's going to be able to pull right on away from him with those fresh tires, and that's you know, something we haven't talked about. We mentioned it at pre-race, but other than that, we haven't mentioned it. These guys got to get way wound up, way down to 55 miles an hour. As we mentioned, going into 3, they're going to be going about 200. So could see some pit road speeding before it's over with. And if who's going to be able to get it wound down, carry as much speed as possible through from the center of the corner off till they get to that 55 mile an hour speed limit line. We're going to toss it on down to pit road. Go ahead, Dakota.
Several cars coming down pit road. Ronnie Potts, Matt Lacrosse, I see Jimmy North, and Landon Huffman, of course. Landon started, I believe, 31st, guys, and he was up to 8th when the caution, before he pitched there, guys. 4 tires, and Matt, what you got? Ben.
Yeah, there you go. Matt Lacrosse, you mentioned him coming down pit road, and I heard the guys talking about maybe some speeding penalties and mistakes. Matt Lacrosse, he wasn't speeding, but he did slide through his pit stop, 4 tires and some gas, and they sent him away. It didn't look like it took too much time, but he did slide through his pit stop.
And Chad Cole coming down the leader, guys. 4 tires and fuel, no changes to that machine. Very happy with it, guys. He plans on staying up front. We asked him real fast on the radio if he was concerned with Landon Huffman coming up to the front. He said, not right now. Asked me in about 40 laps.
Dwayne Vincent also down pit road. He's gonna change 4 tires and get some gas in that car. He also is glad with the way his car is running, and he's just about going to get right out behind Chad Cole.
Hey guys, Jeff Addison just black flagged and just took the car back to the garage after deciding not to finish the race after pulling out right in front of the leader on the track, guys, without entering on the backstretch.
Tough night for those guys. We'd already talked about a little bit of trouble they had. Came in here 10th in points, and most likely going to be a rough night in the points for them so far. Right now, 16 cars on the lead lap before that round of pit stops, Michael. 29 cars on the lead lap, so very little attrition so far here tonight, and a good clean race we're seeing so far.
And Ron Guy Snyder being shown your race leader as it stands right now. He is not pitted, I don't believe yet, and he's just getting... Oh, someone's out around.
It's Guy Snyder, your leader, who's being scored your leader right now. He had not made a pit stop yet, but he, wow, just trying to get a good look at it. It looks like he just got wicked loose off of turn 2 like we've been talking about all night. Had a little bit of damage on that front right there, and he'd saved about 3 or 4 times going down the backstretch before he eventually got way sideways on him. And so, like I said, he had, we're going to send it down to John Westling.
Yeah, let's see what happens here, guys. There's a car here that kind of pushed the envelope. A 47 car here. He's going to come underneath him, and he's already loose at 27. I don't know if he just lost his momentum coming through that corner or what, but he just kind of gets wicked loose here, guys. It ends up turning that golf machine around. He's doing a heck of a job trying to save this machine, and he hasn't saved it. Then he gets back up on the track. He does save it, guys.
It's a tough break for a lot of guys who are looking to get their lap back right there, so they'll probably just stay out when Guy Snyder goes in to make his pit stop right there. But good strategy for those guys, Mike. They wanted to stay out and lead a lap and get that bonus point. They knew they were running in the back, got nothing to lose to do it.
I know for the sake of Guy Snyder, but not sure why that caution really came out, Ron. I know the guy got it horizontal on a vertical straightaway, but did not wreck, and no one else involved, so not really sure why the caution came out.
Say that one more time. Horizontal? Is that what you said?
No, I said vertical and a horizontal.
Oh,
And
and
he
he
spins
loses. Yeah, he's he's having a little bit of issue right there. May have a tire going down or something. So these guys, a few guys actually working their way down pit road. So we're going to send it on down to Dakota and Ben.
Yeah, guys, you see a few drivers that had not pitted under that green flag. They're coming down right now and taking advantage. Pretty much everybody's going to take 4 tires and fill her up with Sunoco race fuel.
You guys, and a few guys took 2 tires that we didn't foresee happening. Rick Fouts, and I believe he might have came down pit road and got the other 2 because there's no point taking 2 if there's a caution and you're running up front now, guys.
Hey, Ron, officials gave Guy, this is interesting to point out here, right before Guy was to enter the pit road, officials gave him a black flag, which caused Guy to come to a complete stop for a good more than 15-20 seconds. Then he got it fired back up, Ron, and it looks like they have gave taken the black flag away. So, interesting. It looks like, Ron, now that he's pulled back out of pit road, I think NASCAR officials allowed him to pit, and now they have given him the EOL penalty as he exited the pit. So
yeah, I'm not so sure there's not a problem with that hot rod, Mike. The way he just stopped back there, and he has not been steering it very straight from the time that he spun to the time that he stopped on pit road. So it'll be interesting to see what the deal is right there as these guys working second caution of the night here on lap 48. We're going to take a real quick commercial break as these guys are pretty much ready, pretty much done with their pit stops. So you're not going to miss a thing, as you're going to be watching it on the eView screen here on ETV Live. Stay tuned.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
All right, and welcome back one more time here. Michigan International Speedway, working caution number 2 here, guys. 27 car, Guy Snyder involved in that one. Happened back there on lap 43. But hey, real quick here, I want to tell you about the sponsor who's throwing up one of those virtual racing cockpits for a season championship prize here for Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. I'll tell you what, a simulation racing cockpit designed by a championship race car driver. And I'll tell you, who better than to design one for you than somebody who actually drives a race car for a living. $349 plus shipping. You can see it at BobRollRacing.com. 3,000 of these things sold, cowboy. So I'll tell you what, you need to buy one, get one today. BobRollRacing.com. And guys, I believe Guy Snyder might be along for the ride here for a little bit, but don't know if we've got time or not. I'll turn back over to the booth to Ron Day and Michael Keaton.
Yeah, getting ready to go live as we're going down the back stretch here. But Guy Snyder on the radio. Can you hear us, bud?
Yep, I got you.
All right, man, and keeping that car, you know, fairly clean other than that last little incident right there, and right now you're going to be running, or taking the restart here in 15th spot. You got anything for those guys up front? You've been working your way up to the front slowly but surely.
Yeah, I got buried deep. I think I'm fast enough, but their car just got away from me, so just shows anything can happen, I guess, but keep my fingers crossed. Maybe I can make a run at some here.
All right, man, good luck to you. We'll be talking to you later. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
All right, like I said, Guy Snyder getting ready to take the green flag with the rest of the guys here. You just heard from him, like 51 of 80. So, you know, this is it, guys. Don't plan on seeing pit road anymore. The crew chief just said, you know what, you got what you got, so do the best you can with it.
And make your passes ASAP, right, Ron?
That's right. Make them count as Chad Cole gets another great start here tonight as Dwayne Vince is going to fall in behind him. Chris Skollenbarger is going to be starting restart at third. And David Lanza, mentioned him earlier, inside the top 5. Also Ronnie Potts. R.J. Williams restarting, still restarted 6. John Abbott, Rick Faust, Steve Ritter, and Landon Huffman still inside the top 10. Oh, as the 33 is going to go around off of turn 2. And tough break for those guys, man. I just mentioned how good of a run they were having, and that's that old ETV jinx, I guess. And still green, no caution for those guys. So tough break for them. That's one more race car that they did not need to wreck when they were having a good run. So be interesting to see how that's going to have a points implementation on him as he came in 13th in points, Mike.
Yeah, tough break for the 33 machine there, Ron. Was enjoying watching that Lanza machine move up the field, and just got a little out of shape and spun it and hit the wall. I think he's smoking.
Yeah, guys, he is being told by the crew just to pull it behind the wall. They're going to try to do some work to it, but they do believe he is done for the night, guys.
Tough break, man. Tough break. Came in and started 8th tonight after having a good top 5 run last week at Pocono. And just one of those racing deals, man. When it rains, it pours. And also got the 43 machine, Doug Roth, running at 27th spot. He's slowing down towards the bottom of the backstretch too. So have to double check and see what's going on with him. But Dakota's got it.
Guys, we got a report from the drivers, and we went back and looked at it. The 43 going into one of the corners just blew up. The engine just gave up on him, so he's coming down. They have told him that he is done. He's just heading behind the wall, guys.
And crazy turn of events here, middle part of this race, Michael.
I tell you too, Ron, the battle's not for first, the battle's for 6. Ronnie Potts, Landon Huffman trying to work his way to the front. Mike Montesi just behind him. They were 3 wide just in turn 4, Ron. This is a really good battle.
Yeah, that's right. These guys lap 55 of 80 here, and they're really starting to show off what kind of race they're going to be having here. As Dwayne Vincent's running second, Chris Collenbacher and R.J. Williams single file right there. And they're, now these guys have kind of bunched up, and they've decided, you know what, we're not going to let that 16 car determine who's going to win this race. They've driven away from Steve Ritter, Steve Ritter is now riding 2.3 seconds behind Chad Cole in 6th spot. After running second most of the race, as one of the Huffman racing machines is going to lose it off of turn 4, and I'm looking to see who that is. If that's I keep missing it, guys. That was the 83, and Jay Horton sliding down through the front stretch, and now the caution is out, and I believe it's not for him, it's for the 20 car of Mike Montesi, and we're going to check and see. I think he may have just overdrove it down into turn 1, guys. Oh! Actually, 2 incidents on the track at the same time. So the 83 going down the front straightaway, going down through the infield in the front, down through the grass, and the 23 is they're gonna have a coming together with the 10 car of John Abbott through the middle of 1 and 2. John Westling has got it on the E1 machine.
Well, guys, I can't cover all those. I mean, I'm pretty good at this stuff, but I can't cover 3 at once. But
you're the best, John.
We're going to try the 20 of Mike Montesi, see what kind of trouble he got into here, guys. He kind of gets in this high groove up here, and he's going to make contact with that 70. I'm just getting ready to say that 10 car of John Abbott. We ain't talked much about him. He was working his way into the top 10. He makes contact with the 20 after the 20 was getting loose on the outside, guys, and he's going to take a pretty good lick in the outside wall about that rear spoiler, which you definitely need here at Michigan.
Yeah, it looks like what you said, John, is that, I think it was a little bit of both, but I do believe the 20 came down a little more than the 10 went up right there in the center of that corner. He was just trying to, get down back into his groove, and I guess he was trying to shut the door before the 10 maybe got there. Tough break for those guys as they were working their way back into the top 10 there. As looks like pit road may be getting a little bit busy here, guys.
Yeah, Chad Cole and almost all your leaders are going to come down and watch for them to get fresh rubber. Chad Cole says his car's pretty good. All he's going to get is tires.
And Dwayne Vincent coming down in second place, 4 tires in field. He's happy with the car. They're just trying to figure out what Chad Cole is doing to be so fast, and they're trying to catch him, guys.
17 Ron and Dakota and them. Oh man, I can't even talk. 17 doesn't even pit. He spun it, Ron, trying to get into his pits, and just kind of withdrew from the whole deal and didn't pit at all.
Yeah, you not being able to talk is nothing new. What do you guys got?
Yeah, once he did, like you said, spun into his pit stall, Screw just said go, 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 and maybe the tires will hold up.
And I had talked to him just before on the radio, just before he pitted, guys, and they weren't actually sure about pitting. And talking to him before the race, like we said, it was all or nothing for tires. And he told me it was a big pack tonight. He wants to be out front, so there's a little bit of method to his madness.
And don't look too fast, as you'll see who pulls up beside him. Going to be restarting, and I believe that's going to be the second, or what would be the second spot. Landon Huffman has now worked his way into the top 5. Guys are working their way through 3 and 4. We're going to take a quick commercial break here while we're under caution. I got to check out this buffet one more time, as not much of a buffet tonight, peanut butter and crackers. But that's fine. I see how it is, JD. We're going to take a quick commercial break, so we'll be right back here on ETV Live.
All right, we are back live here at Michigan. I'll tell you what, Cowboy, 3 cautions tonight. Still a pretty good race here tonight. Happened on lap 56. The 83 and the 20 bringing that one out. But let me tell you something. Let's talk about MTCO gaming servers for just a minute. From the battlefield of World War II to the Castle of the Crusades, auto racing, football, baseball, you name it, Cowboy. If it's an online game, it's probably hosted on an MTCO gaming server. Your first best solution to world-class competition starts with MTCO gaming servers, dedicated server box, no sharing, no contracts, no setup fees, no bandwidth limitations, no BS, Cowboy. And best of all, it's only $49 a month. Remember, your first best solution to your gaming needs. MTCO Communications, the quantum leader in gaming servers. MTCO department.com. And let me check the envelope here. Yep, here it is. Let's back to Ron Day at Michael Keaton.
All right, thanks, JD. And these guys working the third caution of the night here on lap 60, getting ready to go back green. Smart race tonight being sponsored by racedepartment.com, so get over there and check those guys out. And we'll thank them for coming on board with us tonight here at Michigan as we're getting inside 20 laps to go, Michael. And if you think we've seen some good racing so far, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Ron. 20 to go this time by when they take green. Everybody's got pretty much fresh tires. It's going to be fun to watch.
Isn't that an old rock song? Ain't seen nothing yet. Is it karaoke night? All right.
Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet.
All right, and there goes the whole show right there. David Wright, your leader right now, stayed out on that caution lap, so good strategy by him to lead a couple laps, see if he can be able to hang on to it. We saw the issues that Chad Cole had on pit road. Landon Huffman took 2, Dwayne Benson and Matt LaCrosse. Top 5, is the 36 and the 17. Wow, the whole front row gets stacked up right there. And that's going to put the 8 in the wall back behind them. Oh, man, cars going everywhere.
The big one at Michigan, Ron. 8
Yeah, that is the big one right there. And that was the 8 car who you saw go nose first into the wall, Matt LaCrosse, who just got a lucky dog, but John Westling has got it on the EY machine. John, break it down for us. Has had a little bit of technical difficulty, but John Westling will get back to us in just a second. Like we said, the thing that brought all that together was those guys out front on old tires had a little bit of trouble getting going and sort of stacked it up there, guys. But tough break for some of those guys who were running good in the back.
Yeah, let's cue this up one more time, guys. Sorry about that. Had the wrong spot there, but we're going to pull this back from the restart. Actually, he blinks out a couple times there, guys. Kind of having trouble following him, but he's going to end up barrel rolling this car down the front straight at Michigan International Speedway, and we're only going to see a part of it because he's warping through part of it. But he's going to barrel roll this car. This is one of the worst wrecks I've seen in iRacing in a long time, guys.
Big list of names involved right here. We got the 25, Chad Schilling, Ed Williams in the 12. Ronnie Potts got a little piece of it. The 8, obviously. Joseph Hayes got a piece of it. Guy Snyder may have gotten a little bit of it. He may have snuck his way through there, actually. Oh, man. So a ton of contenders in this race, Mike. Mike Montesi, we just talked about. Nathan Bowers. Lots of guys having issues.
Ron, is David Wright leading this race?
David Wright was the leader last time by. He stayed out on that pit stop right there. The time before, he was the leader coming to the green flag, and he and the 17 of Chad Cole spun their tires on that restart right there, and they're just now catching the pace car. So that's going to actually put David Wright the leader, Landon Huffman second, Chad Cole third, Dwayne Vincent fourth, and R.J. Williams fifth. So the top 5 pretty much the same, and except for the 8 car being eliminated from that. So the biggest amount of attrition that we've seen so far in this race, and a tough break for a lot of those guys down there. We're going to send it down to pit road to talk to Dakota Ehrman.
Yeah, we got David Lands before he jumps right in his car real quick. David, what happened on the last little incident?
I'm sorry, go ahead. You broke up there.
We got you right before you get in your car there. What happened that last little incident?
I have no idea. I didn't do anything different. The car went in good, but she just got a very serious push there off the corner, and I got the wall, and she pointed down to the inside wall. I couldn't get her stopped in time, and I just head on right into the inside wall. But we're going to see now. The car's, I'm hoping, fixed. We'll see how good she'll run.
All right, David, we'll good luck some laps. Good luck to you. And this is David Lanza coming in the points 13th for this race, guys, and hopefully it won't fall too bad.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, thanks. The way they have been running, man, they're going to get to victory lane in no time here. So just keep an eye on that 33 team, and they are going to be up front and one to contend when this chase gets ready to get started here. So, as like we said, right now working the 4th caution of the night here on inside 20 to go, Michael. And the story headlining right now, it's a big one here on the front stretch on that restart.
Yeah, Ron, tough break for a lot of drivers there, and it happened. It couldn't have happened in a worse spot up in front. You know, starting with the very first guy out there, and that was David Wright. Like you said, spun the tires, and that pushed the 17 to do the same, and just the rest is history.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. We got to make ourselves clear here. We're not blaming anybody. We're not blaming David Wright, Chad Cole. We're not blaming the 8. We're not Matt Lacoste, because this is one of those situations that Michigan is known for, and we didn't cover it in pre-race. These restarts can be really treacherous, and those tires are easy to get spinning, especially with 850 horsepower underneath the hood. All right, real quick, want to drag Dakota in here one more time, or Dakota or Ben, whoever wants to talk about it. These guys, you know, they got 15 laps to go. We saw David Wright stay out last time by. You pretty much made your bed and you got to lay in it, or is it too late to come down and grab some tires?
Well, guys, Chad Cole is going to stay out, and so is David Wright. Their crew chief saying to stay out. Maybe we can hold these guys off. Just got to watch the tire spin, as you saw on that last restart. Just watch the tire spin, and maybe they'll be good to the end.
All right, thanks, guys. And as we know, fuel non-issue any longer. As we mentioned, these guys were just on pit road quite a few laps ago, or just a few laps ago, and had a couple cautions since then. So these guys should be able to make it. No problem.
Well, guys, with the a few mile laps left, guys, I think the guys that stayed out, looking at track position, is going to be really important right now, guys. Tires could be something. Maybe those guys that pitted are going to be a little bit better shape, but Chad Cole, remember last time he went down pit road, I think he turned the car around, guys, so that could hurt his car, hurt his tires a little bit, but it could have been a smart thing for David Wright to stay out and get that track position, and everybody else, it could be smart. Track position is a big thing at this track, and you guys talking about earlier about the tri-oval, how people dive down and go to the white line and then move up before they get to the corner. If they don't get back up, they can't angle the corner right to get back into the turn, and it's going to make it hard to turn. So watch for that to play in effect. But we're going to throw it down to the motorhome, guys.
All right, I'll tell you what, 65 laps in the books here, Cowboys. We're waiting to get this thing green flag one more time here at Michigan International Speedway. We're here tonight with Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored by Race Department, racedepartment.com, a large sim racing community. Check them out, racedepartment.com. Hey, something else I want to tell you about, too. ETV Live, the leader in sim broadcasting with ingenuity and vision. ETV Live has set the bar in providing the best online simulation auto sports broadcasting. As your online auto sports entertainment network, ETV Live features the very best in online simulation racing, including road course racing, dirt track, and stock car racing. Enjoy the after show, a 24-hour network featuring reruns of ETV Live's top 10 racing events, blast from the past, coming soon, the Pit Report, Klein's Corner, Just a Damn Minute, and a whole lot more. Remember, ETV Live, the only choice for your sim racing broadcast needs, energetic commentators, reasonable rates, and the best quality in the business. ETV-eplay.net. Now back to the booth to Ron Day and Michael Keaton.
Thanks, JD. Getting ready to go back green as these guys are working their way down the middle of the backstretch here. Like I mentioned, David Wright, your leader still. Landon Huffman, now interesting here, Michael, took 2 tires. He did the one thing we've been talking about all night that nobody's going to do. Somebody had to try it. It would be Landon Huffman. What's he going to be able to do with it?
Hopefully, Ron, he can hang on to it. But sure is good to see David Wright up there in the #1 spot, that 36 machine multicolored car, leading them down off turn 4 here. Pace car going to see him dip down low, Ron.
All right, pace car's getting ready to duck on off here. David Wright, the flagman, is up in the air, and he's going to roll into it this time. Give these guys a little bit better start. They got bunched up, but they're going to be able to hang on to it as David Wright is make sure he had to beat Landon Huffman. Had to make sure that David Wright beat him to the line, but Landon Huffman's going to pull him and clear him going into turn 1.
Tell you what, Landon Huffman anxious to get out front here, Ron, as he does.
For the first time tonight, the 75 of Landon Huffman worked his way from 31st spot to the lead as they are 3 wide going down the back straightaway, and the 36 of David Wright's going backwards, quick, fast, and in a hurry right there through the middle. But that's going to put Chad Cole next in line behind Landon Huffman, and he's going to get ready to try to work his way back up to him as we get closer to 13
Reckon,
laps
Ron,
to
35.
go. As there's a wrecking off of turn 4, there's going to be the 35 car sliding a long way down through the grass and going to put the nose into the inside wall right there. So a tough break for him. He was actually involved in that last incident that we have right there. Now the caution comes out. Took a little while, but on lap 68 of 80, John Wesley's got it on the EY machine.
And let's see if we can see what happened here, guys. He's got to just battling hard. He's going to come right across the nose. That 35 is going to come right across the nose of the 84 car. Then he's going to take a wild ride, guys, down through the grass in the infield. A long, long ride through this grass, boys.
Yeah, he came right across the nose of the 84 car, Jimmy North, right there. And I think maybe he just thought that he had him cleared, but wasn't quite there. And it took a long time, like you said, for him to get down there for that caution to come out. But that put Landon Huffman in the lead, and it's going to secure that lead for him. For now, Chad Cole is running second. He's going to restart on the outside. And I do believe Chad Cole has locked up the most laps led here tonight. That's going to put Dwayne Denson running third, R.J. Williams fourth, and Steve Ritter, who we haven't talked about in quite a few laps, but he's back up there into the top 10, getting ready to rock and roll here.
Yeah, Ron, I want to, if you're just now joining the ETV broadcast here, lap 1 we had a caution, and didn't see another caution till lap 47, Ron, after everybody had pitted. And from there on out, lap 55, lap 62, lap 66 here, and just caution, Ron. It's kind of one of those things where you just kind of say, we're going to see it green here at the end, or do you think it's going to end under caution?
Well, they say cautions, precautions, and these guys are really racing hard, which we've seen them be. They've been really strong competitors all night, but we've seen a lot of give and take. And getting down towards the end of this race, a lot of that Mr. Nice Guy nonsense goes right out the window here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of guys trying to give each other attitude adjustment in the parking lot after this one, the way things are going. But working lap 70 of 80 right here, so we're going to have less than 10 to go when we take the green flag. We're going to take one more commercial break, but you're watching live here on ETV Live here at Michigan International Speedway, presented by RaceDepartment.com.
All right, we are back live here at Michigan International Speedway with Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored tonight by Race Department, racedepartment.com, a sim racing community. But first, before we turn it back over to the booth, I want to tell you about a special presentation coming up here in July. ETV Live is proud to announce a very special broadcast airing on Thursday, July 5th. Join us at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for the Prader-Willi Syndrome charity race, sponsored in part by Paint the Yellow Racing. Live from Talladega Superspeedway. If you have ever been so hungry only to be told you can't have anything to eat, tune in for a very special presentation and learn how this life-threatening disease affects 1 in 15,000 children each year. With a purse totaling more than $2,000, please join us on Thursday evening, July 5th, for this very special benefit race, live on ETV Live. Don't forget now, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And now back over to the booth to Michael Keaton and Ron Day.
Yeah, you said it backwards again. All right, we're going to have to put a little bit more Metamucil in JD's cereal tomorrow morning. But anyway, back here live in Michigan. Get ready to go green next time by. I want to remind you to join us this Friday night with the Friday Night Showdown. These guys can be racing from Richmond, the Impala B car, then the top split. Also Sunday, join us for road racing at Silverstone. And then next week, back here, Real Sim Racing from Infineon. So exciting week ahead of us here, Mike, as these guys getting ready to go green next time by.
Yeah, and Ron, the 17 car may be starting on the outside of Landon Huffman in second position, but he's not second in points, Ron. He's tied first with that guy right there, 75, of Landon Huffman. These guys 1 and 2 right now, and tied for the points lead with 7 to go as they go green this time, Ron.
That's right, and don't forget to go ahead and mention not to forget to check out the ETV Live Facebook page. So check that out with the great updates for throughout the race. Michael Keaton and Dakota Ehrman taking care of that for us tonight. So great job, guys. And like you said, these two guys coming in here, the points leaders running 1-2 right now, and they're going to decide how this is going to shake out. Quick, fast, and in a hurry, like you said, with about 7 to go this time by. So, man, this is interesting how this is going to play out. And don't forget here, not saying that there would maybe someone may run interference, but R.J. Williams is the closest, maybe the only other Huffman racing machine inside the top 10 right now. So maybe a little bit of teamwork going to be seen here in the final stages of this race.
And I'm going to tell you, too, Dwayne Vincent sitting third has been a real contender all night long, Ron, as the pace car looking to turn left down low.
And Landon Huffman took off quick, fast, and in a hurry, and keeping Chad Cole on his toes there. Is like you said, Dwayne Vincent is now looking underneath him, and we haven't seen Dwayne Vincent out front tonight, but I believe if he gets out there, he's going to be able to flex what muscle he's got, and he's going to take off. Leave this back behind him. Chad Cole is giving him a good run for his money off the corner right there, but Cole on a little bit older tires is not going to be able to hang on to it, and Dwayne Vincent is going to clear him off the corner right there and set his sights on that leader. Oh, there's the 17 and the 21 looked like they may have connected a little bit right there off of the corner, and they ran all the way down to that white line, and I don't know if maybe the 17 was just blocking or if they actually made contact, but that really let the 16 car, Steve Ritter, catch them, and he's going to be able to put the moves on Chad Cole right there right after R.J. Williams went by. Back out front, Landon Huffman, almost 0.3 of a second lead right now over Dwayne Vincent.
Solid restart for the entire field, Ron. Chad Cole ran the 12 up the wall into turn 2. Rick Faust don't like it, gives him the shove. Rick Faust all over Chad Cole as Chad Cole's down towards the bottom of the racetrack.
Man, as things go bad, they go bad fast here, and that Chad Cole is learning that as the 27 looks like a Guy Snyder's going to go ahead and make his way around it. He just had a little bit of a hiccup on that pit stop right there, man, and he's looking at maybe hopefully he's going to be able to keep it inside the top 10 here, but it's not looking good for him. As this time he's going to cross the line, and it's going to be 8 spots. So that's about 6 spots in 4 laps right there, Mike.
And Dwayne Vincent stuck in the middle like vanilla on an Oreo between the Huffman Racing teammates R.J. Williams and Landon Huffman. Dwayne Vincent trying to gain some momentum to take the lead over Ron, but I don't know if he's got the car to do it with 4 laps to go this time by.
He's hanging there, Mike, and I'm not so sure if he can't catch him or if he's playing a little bit of a game with him. But the thing about it, they're going to take 5 to go this time by. So if he's going to be playing any games, that needs to be over and done with about right now. As he makes a great run on him going down into turn 1, and he's going to be looking off of the corner. Huffman wiggled just a little bit, and Vincent had to check up, and he's going to lose all that time he just gained.
I was about to say, Ron, Vincent had to check up. It was probably one of the things that was just best to do. Both guys running real solid 39.4s last time by. But I hope Dwayne's got something for him. Again, he's stuck between the two, so he's got to be real careful when he tries to make his move.
But if he's going to make a move, he needs to do it quick, fast, in a hurry, because now R.J. Williams is all over his rear end, coming across the front stretch here. 4 to go. Down into turn 1, man, Vincent has really been gaining on Huffman right there through the entries of these corners, but Huffman, for some reason, has been able to pull that same distance back on him. Oh, and Huffman slips right there, but so did Vincent. That's going to bring them together just a little bit more with 3.5 laps to go, if I can count.
I'll tell you what, 21 looking underneath. Can't quite put the pass on him, Ron, in the 4 here.
These Huffman racing cars, they're trying to bring it home 1-2. Oh. Vincent in the wall off the corner. That's going to open the door for R.J. Williams with 3 to go here.
Now there's going to be teammates battling, Ron. What do you think, R.J. Williams, can he run down Landon Huffman?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. R.J. Williams came in 19th in points, so it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to try to take it himself or if he's going to help his teammate try to solidify that points lead going into Sonoma next week.
I want to make mention, R.J. Williams did start tonight's race in 3rd position with a solid 39.2. Landon Huffman started 31st. He is your race leader. Coming out of 4 is Ron, caution, 19 around.
Caution is out, and that's going to be it. As I wanted to quick mention, the 17 car, Chad Cole, was running 14th when that caution came out, but the 19 car had some issues right there a little bit earlier in the race, and he actually got together with our points leader coming in, the 17 of Chad Cole, and John Westland's got it on the E1.
Yeah, it looks like they just made contact, guys.
I think they were, I see. Okay, the 26 car of Jonathan Cadell got into the wall just a little bit coming off of 2 guys. And he had checked way up, and everybody had checked up way around him on that high side right there. And the 17 of Chad Cole just went low to go around him and made contact with that 19 car, as they were both just trying to preserve themselves and nurse it home, but unfortunately weren't able to bring it home without any damage. So that's going to put Chad Cole, like I said, 14th spot, and doesn't look like we're going to be going black-green here. Going to get the white flag next time by. Landon Huffman, your leader. R.J. Williams running 2nd as of right now, so they can just roll around here for a couple of laps. So he'll be bringing home another victory.
I tell you what, when it goes bad, doesn't it, Ron? Chad Cole, who led the most laps tonight, had a solid race car. Qualified on the pole, excuse me, and sitting 15th, Ron. It looks like. In fact, I believe, Dakota, has there been a black flag issued?
I cannot confirm that right now, but yes, he was actually given an EOO penalty. He will be asked to drop to the rear of the field, which will put him even further back in the finishing order here. I believe 20th right now is what it will be shown as, due to him getting involved in that incident when the car was trying to avoid the wreck.
Yeah, it's one of those weird situations right there, and when, like you said, when things go bad, they go bad in a hurry, and that's going to drop him to 20th is going to be the best he'll be able to finish here at Michigan. This race, like we said, being sponsored by RaceDepartment.com, so get over there and check those guys out. As your leader, Landon Huffman, is running through the middle of 3 and 4 right here, coming around to take the caution and the checker flag together. Landon Huffman, R.J. Williams, Dwayne Vincent, in the 13 car. That's your top 3, and you're going to hear from them right after this commercial break. Stay tuned to ETV Live.
All right, and we are back live here at Michigan International Speedway with Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored tonight by RaceDepartment.com. Race Department, a sim racing community. I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw it on down to Victory Circle. I believe Ron Day is standing by with your winner. Ron?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Got Landon Huffman here, starting 31st tonight, man. And I tell you what, one hell of a show you put on for these guys here. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I didn't even get to practice. I was outside working on the real late model. I fenced it Saturday night, racing for the lead, and I ran in here, and I already had it pulled up and jumped in, and they were gridding. So I was like, oh. So I sat down and tried to be patient, and I think I drove, I don't know, 10th or 11th there under that green run. This race was a lot better than Pocono. It was a lot of fun. I drove to 11th there, and then we had the caution, and after the green flag pit stops, and had a couple cautions back to back, and then I took 2 tires, and that got me some track position, and luckily they couldn't get back to me. I don't know, it was going to be really close between me and RJ there if it would have went green last 2 laps.
Yeah, that's right, man. He passed more cars than anybody tonight, so, you know, and didn't get to the front until when it counted. And then at the beginning of that race, you said you were late getting in here. Did you think you had a shot at it starting 31st?
To be honest, I didn't really think I was going to be that great, especially not having any practice and, you know, running the Class A Open stuff, you know, throughout the week. You know, you build a set in that deal, and they usually feel absolutely completely different from this basic set, and it did. It took some getting used to, but hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, I'm glad I figured it out, and then brought home the win.
All right, man. Who makes it happen for you back at the shop?
All the guys at Huffman Racing. It's a fun group. We finished 1-2 tonight, me and RJ, and Schilling, Tony, Kaler, Jay Horton, Dane, Jeff Addison. I think he wrecked out there a little early or had some computer trouble or something. I'm not sure. But Sim Seats, Racing Cockpits, and Bob Earl for sponsoring the series.
All right, so guys, that's your points leader leaving here now as they came in tied, but he's definitely going to be the leader now, and we're going to find these competitions. Leave it up to the competition to find out what makes these Huffman racing cars so fast. We're going to send it down to Michael Keaton with your second place finisher.
That's right, standing here with R.J. Williams. R.J., take us back to lap 77, trying to work the 13 machine of Dwayne Vincent. He got into the wall. What went through your mind?
Well, I had to check up. I was scared that I checked up a little too much. I checked up twice, actually, not to get into the back of them, but I was like, all right. So I just cruised right on by them.
I tell you, too, R.J., right before the caution came out, we were talking on the broadcast that maybe R.J. can get it done. He turned the fastest lap on lap 74 towards the end of the race. Which, by the way, you got one of your teammate Landon there. You turned a faster lap than him, so you may not have won the race, but you got the fastest time. But anyway, it looked like you might have had the car to do it, as your car looked like it got a little faster on. Do you think that maybe you could have got beside him and made the pass, R.J.?
I would have tried everything possible to get up under him.
I tell you what, R.J. Williams sounds like he's satisfied with second position. RJ, who makes it happen for you?
All the guys at Huffman Racing. Appreciate them, you know, making this a good time. I want to thank Race Department for sponsoring the race. It was a fun race, a good race, especially up front. It was a lot of fun there in the beginning. Sim Seats, all the good guys that helped us out.
All right, R.J. Williams, again, finishing second position behind teammate Landon Huffman. Going to throw it down to Ben Kilcrease. He's standing with Dwayne Vincent.
Yeah, I'm standing with third place finisher Dwayne Vincent. Dwayne, we had a long run there about midway through the race. How was your car during that?
I was killing the right front, man. They started pulling away from me after a while. I don't know if I was just pushing it too hard or what.
Yeah, you were there the whole race. You had the lead in your peripheral vision, I guess I could say. It was just right there. What do you think that you could have done different to maybe get that win today?
Just not push it so hard, man. I was just trying to catch Landon so hard, man, that I pushed it straight up into the wall.
All right, who you want to thank down there, Dwayne?
I'd like to thank Bob Earl for sponsoring this stuff, and Red Ash Jackson Works, all my teammates. It's a lot of fun. And I'd like to say hi to my family back home in Louisiana. They're watching this stuff, so hopefully they enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for stopping by, Dwayne. I'm going to send it up to JD, and notice I pronounced his name right. He's been messing mine up the last few times, so there you go, JD.
Listen to that kid, will you?
Putting you in your place, man.
Just hires on, and look what he gets away with. I'll tell you what. Hey, just a little wrap up here, guys. Michael and Ron, what a race here at Michigan Speedway tonight with Real Sim Racing. Hey, it wasn't all that bad of a race. Everything that I was looking for. Lots of green flag runs, some green flag pit stops, and a few cautions in there. Kind of mix it up a little bit. What did you boys think about it?
It's a little bit of everything here tonight, JD, and I can't wait to see these guys race at Sonoma next week. 40 laps there. These guys are going to put on a great show.
I loved it too, JD. Saw some 4-wide action, some 3-wide action, just some good racing at Michigan Motor Speedway.
You bet. Even taking home some bent-up sheet metal for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, the game ain't over yet. Check it out, etv-eplay.net. Check the schedule out over there. We got a couple of days off this week. Pick back up again on Friday night. Friday night showdown. Going to be in Richmond International Raceway. Catch that one live at 8:30 p.m. David Bass, Michael Conti, Dakota Herman, Matt Close in the booth with you on Friday night. And, of course, on Sunday, coming up this weekend on Sunday, doubleheader, guys, going to be 1:30 in the afternoon, road racing from Silverstone. And, of course, 8 o'clock p.m., you don't want to miss hot rod racing, all-star race from Daytona International Speedway. So tons more racing coming your way. Don't forget the all-star show or the all-night show or whatever that show is, that 24-hour deal that I think John's got that one running here. But
JD
the
can't even
after
remember what his
show,
own show's called.
I can't even read my own notes. Where's my glasses anyway? Hey, the after show, the 24-hour network over at etv-eplay.net. And I'll tell you what, some more programming and content coming your way. Some fun stuff in the works as we speak. So I'll tell you what, Cowboy, for Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored tonight by Race Department, Sim Racing Race Community from Michigan Speedway, Cowboy. We're going to go ahead and call it a night, and we'll catch you next time on ETV Live.
Thank you.